Hello, my name is Duncan Lust. I'm the Public Financial Management Advisor based in Ljubljana, Slovenia at the CEF for Fiscal Affairs Department of the IMF. We are organizing a joint workshop with the CEF on fiscal transparency and fiscal risks. This workshop will take place in January, and we would very much welcome strong participation from all the Southeast European countries. Fiscal transparency and fiscal risks are very important topics for countries in the region as they focus on a number of key areas which are particularly important to the accession agenda. The topics that we will cover include fiscal reporting. In particular, we will look at the coverage of fiscal reports, whether the fiscal reports are comprehensive, timely, whether they include the public sector, the frequency and timeliness of those reports, the quality of the information that's in the reports, and also whether the reports have adequate integrity by comparing it against multiple sources of information. The second area that we will look at is fiscal forecasting and fiscal and budgeting. In this case, we will look at the forward-looking rather than the past, which is what the fiscal reporting is looking at. And in particular, we will look at whether the fiscal forecasts are comprehensive, particularly whether they are covering all aspects of the budget, whether the macroeconomic forecasts are robust, whether the medium-term frameworks are credible and respected, and whether investment projects are fully incorporated into the fiscal forecasts, appropriately incorporated into fiscal forecasts. The second area under fiscal forecasting and budgeting will be the orderliness of the budget, whether you have adequate fiscal legislation in place, the budget framework, if you like, legislation, whether the documents are produced in a timely and comprehensive manner, and the information that is provided to the Parliament is adequate. The third area will be, in fact, the policy orientation of the budget. We will look at policy objectives, performance information, and public participation. And the fourth area will be on the credibility of the forecasts, particularly to what extent they are evaluated independently, whether they are significantly changed during the course of the year through supplementary budgets, and whether you do a forecast reconciliation at the end of the year when you prepare the next year's budget. The third area that we cover under this workshop will be on fiscal risks. Here we will focus on the analysis, the identification of fiscal risks, their analysis and their management. In particular, we will look at the disclosure and analysis of macroeconomic risks and other specific risks. We will look at long-term fiscal sustainability issues as well. In terms of managing those risks, we will look at how budgetary contingencies are managed, how assets and liabilities are managed, how well guarantees are tracked by the government, PPPs, public-private partnerships, how well they are, what your exposure is under PPPs and how well they are tracked, and then other exposures such as financial sector, natural resource management, and environmental risks. And finally, we'll look at the fiscal coordination issues, in particular the fiscal coordination concerning subnational governments and with state-owned enterprises and public corporations. This is a very rich agenda, and it is based on the new Fiscal Transparency Code, which has been issued by the IMF in 2014. The IMF has been carrying out a number of pilot fiscal transparency evaluations, and within the region, Romania and Albania have completed their fiscal transparency evaluations. Romania one is available on the website, the IMF website, and the Albania one will be available shortly. We look forward to welcoming you to this event. We will be sending a questionnaire out, which we hope each country will complete prior to the workshop, and we hope to make a self-assessment during this workshop, which will be used for future work. Thank you.